When a chosen one steps away from sexual relations, beginning to protect themselves, embarking on a sacred journey of celibacy, the spiritual realm does not fall silent. On the contrary, it shakes and cracks from its deepest foundations. This is not merely giving up a bodily pleasure. This is the harbinger of a spiritual earthquake. Your action is the greatest resistance. Demons intensify their whispers. The most potent lust spirits are unleashed upon you, and tempting whispers multiply thousands of times overnight. Why? Because the kingdom of darkness is acutely aware of the immense power awakening within you. You are not just avoiding pleasure, you are activating a power of holiness that will shake the entire world with your awakening. Do you think this is simple celibacy? No. This is a war declared against hell and the kingdom of darkness. Pay close attention. Don't miss this crucial point. The enemy is trembling because of this declaration, feels the tremor of this declaration in every fiber of its being. When a chosen one closes that door of lust, they don't just perform a physical act, they open an ancient gateway, allowing the flow of divine clarity, unforgeable prophetic authority, and an unfakeable anointing. This is why the attacks against you are intensifying. This is why your dreams have changed, why the pressure has mounted, because your purity is a living prophecy. And when prophecy takes on flesh and begins to walk, hell always panics, trembling with fear. If you've been wondering why your life got even harder after embarking on this sacred journey of celibacy, then listen carefully to every word now, because what you are about to hear will unveil this spiritual warfare to you in all its darkness, unlock deep wisdom, and remind you exactly who you are in all your glory. If you are already walking this transformative path, or are ready to hold your focus here. The next truth reveals the battlefield you inhabit. You need this clarity now. The first step, seal your intention by liking this video and commenting a significant number right now. Remember, the number of completion and unity proclaims that your past is definitively over. Your sacred consecration is complete, and you are opening the door to a new divine beginning. Come, let's delve into this depth together. Your body is not just a decoration, not just a vessel to carry you. It is a sacred battlefield. Holiness is a sword. They told you your body is a temple, but no one explained in full detail what kind of temple it is, did they? Yet this is not merely a sanctuary where incense is burned or silent prayers are offered. This body is a sacred fortress, forged for fire, for arduous battles, for the unyielding glory of God. 1 Corinthians 6:19 does not say your body is merely a decoration for God. It cries out that it is a living, dynamic dwelling place for His Spirit. And wherever the Spirit of God resides, there is not just peace but immense power, an inevitable battle and ultimate victory. When a chosen one stops surrendering their body to sin, a supernatural transformation occurs. You no longer just worship God with your body, you become a weapon that brings God's will to earth with your body. Every no you speak to the flesh is a sharp sword drawn in the spiritual realm. Every denied desire is a deadly dagger thrust against the cunningly laid plans of hell. Every time you choose solitude over the allure of sexual temptation, you are not isolating yourself. On the contrary, you are consecrating yourself, dedicating yourself for a divine purpose. Heaven does not anoint comfort, it anoints sacrifice, and your surrendered body becomes a living altar, where the divine fire never extinguishes, burning continuously. This is why hell showers you with distractions masked as desires, because once your body is fully aligned with heaven's sublime purpose, you will not merely survive. You will launch a divine invasion into enemy territory. Imagine a warrior praying, knees on the ground, eyes fixed on eternity, far from noise, far from crowds, in perfect divine alignment. This is precisely what hell fears. Not someone who merely claims holiness, but someone who embodies it in every fiber of their being. Because holiness is not softness, it is sharp, precise, dangerous. A chosen one walking in purity is not harmless, they are unstoppable. If you think your battle ends with self-control, then you have not yet seen the miraculous power that awaits you when your body, mind, and spirit unite under divine command. Stay with me. The next truth I will reveal will shatter everything you thought you knew about your own power. Moment of truth, do not look away. We are about to unlock the hidden power behind your commitment. This is where the war is won. What is the hidden power behind purity? Heaven's permission and Satan's tactic. Behind purity lies an immense power, hidden, to which very few have access. This is not a power that makes noise. It is a power that makes history, reshaping destinies. When a chosen one says no to sin, heaven does not merely applaud. It responds instantly with more clarity, more spiritual authority, more divine access. Because every no is not just an act of resistance, it is permission. It is permission for heaven to trust you, to elevate you, and to send angelic armies on your behalf. You might think you are simply abstaining from sexual relations, but in the spiritual realm, you are sharpening a keen sword, and with every stroke of self-control, that sword gleams brighter, sharper, deadlier to darkness. The devil does not fear people who pray. He fears people who obey. And in a world driven by lust and hedonism, there is no deeper act of obedience than choosing purpose over pleasure. Look at Joseph. He was not merely running from Potiphar's wife. He was running towards his destiny. That moment of escape was not an act of weakness. On the contrary, it was a holy act that unlocked a divine elevation. What appeared as a loss in the natural world was setting him up for dominion, for leadership in the spiritual realm. And the situation is the same for you. When you say no to the bed of sin, you are saying yes to the throne of purpose. You are not just resisting, you are rising. And every demon assigned to your downfall panics when they witness your consistency, because now they realize that you are not merely aware of your calling, but you are becoming worthy of it. But here is the real twist. What if I told you that hell has been studying your purity, not just to fight it, but to hijack and corrupt it? You must hear this next part. The enemy's master strategy is about to be exposed. The truth you are about to hear is the greatest secret Satan never wanted you to discover. Sexual energy, the sacred source of creative power, and hell's ultimate trap. It is very powerful and difficult to resist. Hell does not merely notice your sexual energy. It tracks it, it studies it in depth, and it is deeply terrified of what it could become if fully surrendered to God. Because sexual energy is sacred, it was never created to be wasted. It was designed to create life, legacy, covenant, and divine connections. And anything that holds the power to create also has the power to destroy if misused. This is why the moment a chosen one chooses celibacy, there is an immediate, profound shift in the invisible realm. Demons are specifically assigned, not yet to kill you, but to distract you, to seduce you, to drain your energy. Do you think these are merely sudden lustful thoughts, dreams that feel too vivid, or random ex-lovers reaching out to you again? No. These are spiritual operations, coordinated, planned attacks by demonic entities. Incubus and succubus spirits do not come for the rebellious. They come for the righteous, for those who decide to close every door and instead light a fire in their spirits. Have you ever noticed how the spiritual warfare intensifies immediately after you make your decision for purity? Your dreams become darker, the temptation grows stronger, even your own body feels like it's betraying you. This is not just biology, this is a fierce war. Because sexual purity is far more than mere abstinence. It is the possession of sacred power. And demons do not attack what is not dangerous. They want your energy, they want your focus, they want your holy fire. Because if you ever learn how to contain it and not leak it, you will not just resist hell, you will leave it behind. You will transcend it. But the enemy has one final card to play, one last insidious tactic to twist your strength into a curse, and most chosen ones fall for it without even knowing. Wake up, warrior. Do not blink. This is the deepest trap of the enemy. Your discipline is the only way out. Warrior discipline is required for resistance. It is necessary to transcend pleasure and achieve divine focus. And they laugh at celibacy. They call it weakness, they call it fear, they call it repression. But this is only because they do not understand what warrior discipline truly is. This generation celebrates indulgence and self-gratification. They say, Follow your feelings, do what feels good, live your truth. But what if your feelings are a trap? What if pleasure is not the destination, but the greatest distraction? The world wants you drunk on dopamine, numb to conviction, addicted to escape. But chosen ones, we were not raised in comfort. We were forged in consecration, made strong as steel. Celibacy is not hiding, it is training. It is what a soldier does in silence while the rest of the world is partying. It is what a king does in the wilderness before wearing a crown. It is what David did with sheep before facing Goliath. You think you are missing out on things, yet you are being built up, strengthened from the ground up. Because when you practice sexual abstinence, you do not suppress desire. You redirect it. You take your hunger and offer it on the altar to God. You say to God, not my will, not my timing, not my flesh, but yours. And in return, He grants you the authority not just to say no to sin, but to command atmospheres, to discern spirits, to break generational curses with a whisper. There is a power hidden in the silence of self-denial, a power that cannot be bought, a power that makes demons nervous before you even open your mouth. Because when you have mastered your own body, nothing else owns you. And here is what the world will never tell you. Celibacy is not the absence of intimacy, it is the presence of alignment. And once you are aligned with heaven, you become a walking weapon. But even weapons need direction, even fire needs focus. And in the next few seconds, get ready for your next step. Hell's greatest fear is your absolute focus. This is the final key to your destiny. You will discover what truly happens when that holy fire stops burning in secret and starts igniting destiny publicly. Hell's greatest fear, a focused and consecrated warrior. Hell does not fear your looks. Hell does not fear your money. Hell does not even fear your talent. Hell fears your focus, because when a chosen one stops chasing the flesh and starts chasing divine fire, real power awakens. No more fog, no more confusion, no more back and forth with sin. When the noise of desire dies, the voice of God gets louder. When distractions fall away, divine instructions rise up. That's when your prayers shift from survival to strategy. Your worship turns from routine to revelation. Your walk goes from lukewarm to lethal. The devil does not fear your muscles, he fears your consecration. Because a consecrated chosen one does not react. They command. They do not beg God for scraps. They enforce heaven's will on earth. And that kind of focus, it comes when lust is no longer the lens through which you see. It comes when the fire within you burns hotter than anything outside it. It comes when you realize that purity is not the ultimate goal. Purpose is. You are not born to blend in. You are not born to endlessly scroll through temptations. You are born to see clearly, to move precisely, to strike spiritually. This is why the war for your focus is so intense. Because the enemy knows that if you ever get locked in, if you ever fully align, if you ever stop falling for counterfeit connections, you will become unshakable, undeniable, unstoppable. And right now you are closer than you think. Because the final key, the one that ties all of this together, is not just about celibacy. It is about what happens after. What happens when a chosen one becomes fully awakened. And what I am about to tell you next could mark the beginning of the most powerful chapter of your life. Final decree. Take this to heart. Your consecration is not a loss. It is your greatest weapon and proof of your calling. A sacred reminder for you. Not loss, but a signal, a threat, and a beginning. O chosen one, this was not just a video. This was a divine reminder from heaven awakening your spirit. Your celibacy is not a loss. It is a powerful signal sent to heaven and a destructive threat swung against hell. When you stopped surrendering your body to sin, you did not lose power. You unlocked it. You broke free from the cycle, you shattered the pattern, you silenced the seduction. And now you walk not just as a believer, but as a warrior with clear vision, unshakable focus, and heaven's fire burning in your bones. Demons do not tremble at noise. They tremble at purity, at discipline, at consecration. So let this resonate in your ears like a prophetic decree. You are not soft. You are not weak. You are set apart. And all this warfare, this tribulation you have endured, this is concrete proof of your calling. The world will not understand, perhaps even mock, but heaven has already marked you. So stay pure, stay sharp, stay dangerous to darkness. Because every time you say no to the flesh, hell shakes, demons scatter, and the voice of your divine purpose rings louder. If this word has resonated deeply within your soul, then drop your declaration in the comments now and declare with a mighty voice, I am set apart. Like this video, share it with another warrior, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because, Chosen One, this is only the beginning and your holy fire is just getting started.